Well, Malaysia has unveiled a smaller budget for next year, with revenue expected to fall. Spending is estimated at around $70 billion, with an increase in development spending, and that's to offset a slowdown that's been seen in the global economy.
It's the second budget for the Pakistan Harapan government since the coalition came to power last year. The year before, GDP growth is forecast to increase slightly to 4.8%, up from 4.7% this year. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng says the country's debt is also expected to increase to 3.2% of the GDP. That's up from the original target of 3%.
He's also assured Parliament that the goods and services tax, which was abolished last year, will not be reintroduced. Our correspondent Melissa Goh joins us now from Kuala Lumpur, the capital. Mel, how is the government planning to safeguard the economy against a possible global slowdown?
Well, the government led by Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad is prioritising spending next year, one on helping to cushion the impact of rising costs on lower income groups. The cost of living allowance will continue next year. More than 4 million households will continue to benefit. In fact, it's expanded further to cover individuals that are over 40 years of age. Civil servants and pensioners will get a one-off payment of 500 ringgit and higher subsidies as well. And also allocations for poorer states has increased, including the East Malaysian state of Sabah and Sarawak. Now, this is the first budget based on shared prosperity vision to narrow the income gaps between the rural and the urban folks, and also among ethnic groups. The government will not be cutting spending in key sectors. Education and healthcare, they are the main beneficiaries, and they'll be building roads and railways, including upgrading schools and clinics. That's why the fiscal deficits will not be able to meet the original target of 3%. Next year instead will be at 3.2%. Speaking in a news conference, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, he said the budget showed that this government, although it's new and many of the ministers are inexperienced, they have managed to pull this together and manage the debt that's still hovering at 1 trillion ringgit, adding that he's not concerned at all about the country's credit ratings. Let's listen in.
Obviously, our credit rating is very good because people are coming forward to offer funds for us to borrow, but of course we have to borrow the best offer.
Well, the debt level currently, the national debt level, is still below the self-imposed limit of 55% of GDP. It's currently at 52%. Now, economists say the government still have room to borrow, but the key is to make sure prioritize the spending in projects with high multiplier effects that benefit the people the most, given the limited fiscal space. Now, 2.8% in terms of fiscal deficit is targeted for the next 3 years or so.
Mel, there's a big focus on going digital in next year's budget. How is the average Malaysian expected to benefit?
Well, for starters, individuals, Malaysians above 18, if they're registered with e-wallets, they will have some money credited into their accounts. It's not much, but it's still something. Also, there's big allocations to upgrade and improve the internet connection, widen the coverage, improve the speed, and to link up the entire country. The 5G rollout as well, many matching funds for company, grants for company and entrepreneurs to embrace digital economy. And for women as well, there are lots of perks there for them to seek employment, for them to become entrepreneurs and so on. Now, the World Bank has just released a report saying that this is a prudent budget, a good balancing act for the government, to balancing the need of the people at the same time with the slowing economy to boost growth. But having said that, on the tax front, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Although there's a digital services tax imposed, the government needs to widen its revenue base and perhaps widen the coverage for the sales and services tax and think of other ways to improve the tax system right now.
All right, Mayor, thanks for that. Melissa Goh speaking to us from Kuala Lumpur.